Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessica. If you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you. So today's video is about two purchases that I've made from Ulta recently that I, one, love, and two, totally do not recommend. So let's go ahead and get started and I'll explain to you which one I love and why, and which one I do not recommend and why. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep my skin first with my Summer Fridays Cloud Dew. I go back and forth between using this and the Cerave PM lotion. I like both of them, but when I want a little bit more hydration, this one is a gel-like, and it just is very cooling on the skin, and it really, really moistens your skin. So I really like this one, especially during the hot summer and spring months here in Florida. Okay. And then, if you have been following my channel at all, you know that I reviewed some Laura Geller products several months ago, if not a year ago. And this is one of the ones that I absolutely love from Laura Geller. If you have not tried their Quench and Tint, it is really, really good. So I'm going to use this again. I have it in the shade Light. And I just take my It Cosmetics brush and I squeeze it right onto there. And then I just kind of buff it in. This product is honestly my go-to in the summer months here in Florida. It is also very gel-like. It's kind of like a mousse consistency. It's very lightweight. It does not give a huge amount of coverage, but it just evens out your skin tone. And it's really great when you're outside running errands or doing things outside, and you just want some coverage, but you don't want it to melt off your face in the humidity. So if you are planning to travel anywhere to a hot and humid climate like Florida, I highly recommend that you bring this. It's also very travel friendly since it is not a liquid. It's really great to just throw in a bag. So as you can see, it gives a nice healthy glow, but it really doesn't, cover too much like a foundation. It's more like a tinted moisturizer. But it does a great job just making your skin look very healthy. So there you go. I really, really love this product and I will continue to repurchase this. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I always set underneath my eyes and around my, my deep lines is where I always set the Laura Mercier brightening powder, just because I noticed that it tends to help a bunch, so I don't have as much creasing or anything like that with any of the products. So I just always put it on my forehead because I have really deep forehead lines. I always put it on my eyes so that way the mascara does not run. And then I just do under my eyes. And then I'll go down my nose and in my smile across. And then generally I'll put a little bit here on my chin as well. It helps to combat the shine right there, but it also helps, I notice, to just kind of set those really deep lines that I have. And then they're not as noticeable. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyeliner. This is in my MAC Teddy. As you can see, if you watched my last video, I did repurchase, as I said, another one because my other one sadly was like this size of a little kid's finger. It was so tiny, but I was trying to use it to the very last that I could. So I used it all the way up until I couldn't sharpen it anymore. There you go. Go ahead and do this side. I saw someone on Instagram, I'll put my Instagram handle down below if you're not following me there, who shared an eyeliner that looks almost identical to this one, but holy moly, is it like 3 times the cost. So I will put it down below if you're curious, but this one is more in price point for me and it looks almost identical to the one that they were raving about. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use my Ash Brown in NYX to just draw hair-like motions to fill in my brows in the sparse areas. There you go. I'll do this side. Now, I will tell you, if you have brown hair like me, don't be scared by the ash color. I know ash, most people tend to think of like a grayish undertone. This one does not have that though, because I know with like hair color, that's what ash usually stands for. But with this one, I'm not quite sure. At first I was a little scared when it said ash brown, but it matches perfectly. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and brush it back up. And I will tell you, the last time I ordered this from Target, I noticed I think they came out with another light brown color. I have not tried that one, or I think it's also called ash brown, but it's like ash brown cool or something. And I am more of a cool skin tone, but this regular ash brown one, that's the original, I think works great. So if you're just wondering on color wise, I almost bought the wrong one last time because I realized they had a new one. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share with you first one of the products that I am absolutely hating and I do not recommend. So a lot of people talk about how much they love this Nars Orgasm blush. I've tried it in the powder form and I was not a fan of that. But then people talked about this in the liquid and I'm like, okay, I really like a liquid and what am I thinking, cream blush. But so I was like, okay, I'll give it another chance. Maybe this liquid one is much better than the powder one. I totally do not recommend this. Everybody's raving about it. I thought it would give me kind of like that iconic London one with like that kind of sun-kissed glow, and it doesn't. You need very, very little. It just comes out like this. It is a mess, first of all, this bottle. That's one downside right there. But you only need very, very little. I have tried putting this on multiple ways to try to give it the benefit of the doubt. So usually when I use a cream blush, or liquid blush, I use my Bare Minerals brush. I hated it with this. It was so stark and just dark. It looked horrible. So the only way I found to even kind of wear it is to just dab some on my finger. Now, okay, so pros. Pros to this would be, since it's so pigmented, this bottle is gonna last forever because you are using the littlest bit to get this on. Cons, I really haven't found a way to apply this that I like it. I do think that a lot of my other cream blushes that are a lot less expensive, like my Fenty Beauty one in Petal Poppin', or also if Flower Beauty still makes their blush bombs, those are really good. This blush though, I wanna say is $32, I think. And although in the long run, it's gonna last a while, I have not found a way that I prefer to wear it. I almost feel like no matter how I put it on, it just doesn't really sit right throughout the day. It's either too dark or too light, or it doesn't really give me that sheen that I was thinking it would give me. It doesn't really look natural to me. Overall, I don't care for it. So if you're wanting to try this because you've seen so much about it on Instagram and other channels, I personally am giving you my honest review of I don't think it's worth your money. So I'm gonna leave it right there. And I don't plan on repurchasing that. Now, I am going to tell you that this is amazing, this next product, and I highly recommend it. I do wanna buy it in the full size. So I do tend to buy stuff in minis at first. This is not a mini because I don't think they had a mini of this. But this next one is a mini. And I heard this one on Instagram as well about it was amazing. It is the iconic London Prep and Set Glow. And you just have to shake it because it gets all separated. It's really pretty. Look how pretty that is. I am not one to like setting sprays. I've tried Laura Mercier setting spray. I've tried the All Nighter by Urban Decay setting spray. I've tried, there's one by I think Pacifica. I've tried several and I've never been impressed enough to want to buy them. This one I bought the mini just because I know how I usually feel about setting sprays. This one is amazing. So one, it does not have a floral scent, which I love because I can't do floral. So I'm gonna go ahead and close my eyes real quick. It has a nice kind of like light, airy, almost like you're in a spa kind of scent. Right now it's wet, so you're gonna have to let it dry down. But this is so pretty. It does a great job of melting. I'm just gonna spray another over here because this side's wetter than that side to make it even. So it does give your face just a beautiful, beautiful like luminosity to it. It will dry down and everything. It did keep my makeup set. I really, really like this, and I do plan on buying the big one of this. So out of all the setting sprays I've tried, I recommend this one. Okay, well that's drying. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. I always recommend though, if you've never used a setting spray before, that you do spray it on before you do your eyeliner, or not your eyeliner, your mascara, because it probably has a chance of making your mascara run otherwise since it's a liquid. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my lashes with the Laura, what is this one? This is the L'Oreal one. The Lancome one is also good, but it is a higher price point, and I really don't see that much of a difference between the two. I will tell you the only difference that I see is that the L'Oreal one, as you can see, does have some clumps in it. It does dry out quicker than the Lancome one, but it performs just as well. And then I'm gonna use one of my favorite mascaras, which is the Tartelette Tubing Mascara by Tarte. As I shared in my last video, I'm really impressed with Tarte mascaras. So if you're on the hunt for a good mascara, try theirs. The other one that I have that I like is Surfa Curl. It does give a different look. It's more of like a wispy kind of look. Whereas if I'm going into the office and to work, I tend to use the tubing one because I know that it's gonna stay placed. Another great mascara that's a favorite of mine is Lancome, the Idolé one. That one's phenomenal too. So those are my top 3 mascaras that I pretty much rotate between on a daily basis. But I love how it lengthens. The Tarte mascaras, I don't really have any problems with clumping, and they just kind of stay put. Okay, and then since I'm wearing this pretty pink gingham, I'll link my outfit down below if you're curious what I'm wearing. I'm gonna top it off with a color that kind of matches. This is in Summer Melon by Honest Beauty. Now, in my last video, I was wearing the dragon fruit color. These are so hydrating. They have avocado oil in them. They feel amazing. They don't give a high color payoff, but they definitely keep your lips moisturized. I just thought the color matched my shirt perfectly. And then I'm gonna go ahead and top it off. I did buy another one of these. This is the Milani Prismatic Peach because it's such a pretty color and it just adds that pop of a little bit of shimmer. And it smells so good. All right, so here is the final look. Let me just fix my hair. Like I said, I was happy to get ready with you and share 2 of my new purchases from Ulta. One of them that I really do not recommend, which is the Nars Orgasm Blush Liquid. I don't recommend the powder form either of it. I'm not a fan. If anything, I would recommend that you get the Fenty Beauty and Petal Poppin', or the other one that I shared by Iconic London if you want more of that shimmery look. I also have that in one of my other videos that I'll link down below that's really gorgeous. And then the product that I do love from Ulta, and you can get it at other places if Ulta is not a store you want to shop at, but the Iconic London set, this is amazing. So I highly recommend this. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.